sworn in, sir?
Would you raise your right hand, please? Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Sir, good evening. Would you introduce yourself to the panel here and spell your name for our report?
Bruce Houston, B-R-U-C-E-H-A-U-S-T-O-N.
Sergeant, how long have you been with Columbia PD?
16 and a half years.
And about 5 years as a sergeant, is that right?
Correct.
You were within Rob Sanders' chain of command in August of 2011, yes?
Yes.
Okay. And you were his supervisor the night of the incident with Mr. Ken Baker?
Yes.
And I do not need to refresh your recollection about the incident with Ken Baker, do I? It's quite well known to you, yes?
Yes.
Okay. And as the supervisor, did you have some initial role in taking a look at all of the uses of force?
As a supervisor, when certain types of force are used, I have to complete a preliminary investigation, and I did that for that night.
Because there's a mandatory review for force, right?
For certain ones, yes.
Yeah. And sometimes the sergeant can do it, and then shuffle it up to IA, and sometimes it goes straight to IA.
Correct.
Okay. And in this case, you did the preliminary investigation.
Yeah.
Okay. And you just took your facts developed, you took some photos out at the house, you talked to the officers a little bit, and you forwarded that up to IA.
I believe I had the officers on scene take the pictures, but yes.
Okay. And by on scene, we're talking about out at the house where the original fight was with Mr. Baker, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then the internal affairs investigation ran its course, and on Friday, September 16th of 2011, you were provided with a copy of the investigation, is that right?
Yes.
And it would probably look something like this.
Mine was the last. I don't think mine was that big.
Okay. Did you get the full-on investigation or just the actual investigative report?
I believe I just got the investigative report.
And that would be Exhibit B right here.
Yes.
So that looks familiar.
Yes.
Okay. And you were instructed to review that over the weekend and convene with the chain of command on Monday morning, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you did review that, yes?
I did.
And you agreed wholeheartedly with the conclusions of internal affairs, didn't you?
I did.
And you went to a meeting on Monday with Captain Nelson, yeah?
Yes.
I believe it would have been, was it Deputy Chief Monticelli at the time?
Yes.
Okay. And the chief.
Correct.
And you were asked what your conclusion was, yes?
Yes.
And you told them that you agreed with the internal affairs investigation, didn't you?
Yes.
That those allegations should be unfounded.
Correct.
And you were instructed by the chief of police that your conclusions were invalid, and you were told that you had to conclude that they were founded and to offer a range of punishment, weren't you?
Yes.
And let me show you what I've marked as Exhibit E. This is an email that I was sent when I requested a copy of the chain of command review form. Would you please read the paragraph that references your involvement, which is number 1.
Sergeant Houston recommended the duty to use reasonable force and the abuse, improper treatment of a prisoner led allegations to be sustained. Recommended that medical attention allegation be not sustained. Recommended a 15-day suspension.
With respect to finding the allegations of excessive force and abuse and improper treatment of a prisoner sustained, that is in fact a lie, isn't it? That was not your original conclusion.
No, it wasn't.
With respect to medical attention, that was your original conclusion because you said that, yes, that should not be sustained. That was unfounded.
Yeah.
Okay. But you were told, nope, you have to give me a punishment range, and you did, right?
Yes.
So when it says 15 days, that's accurate because you were told you had to do it even though you didn't believe in it, right?
Correct.
So you did not agree with the chief's decision in this case, did you?
I did not.
Thank you, sir. No further questions.
Ross?
So your testimony here today is that your chief of police is a liar.
I didn't say that.
You pretty much did. Is that correct? Your testimony today is a liar. The chief of police is a liar.
Ask a question about the
Okay.
statement. You
Sure.
didn't say that.
You said that the chief of police made you come up with a falsehood that you didn't agree with. Is that correct?
Well, no, that wasn't his testimony.
That wasn't a statement either, then. I agree.
He's trying to put the sergeant in a
I got
bad
it.
position, and I request you be advised not to do that.
What, I'm being threatened now
No, I'm asking the board.
What?
Sir.
by
Mr.
Scott?
Noyce, here's the deal. You have not properly stated what the witness said. What he said, I believe, was that this document does not reflect what his recommendation was, the first part of it.
Okay. Let's go back first.
He didn't say the chief made him put that on. He said this document does not reflect it.
I thought your testimony was, is that at this meeting, the chief told you, you will change your mind, and I'm directing you to find that these things are improper. Did that happen?
Yeah.
Okay. What happened at the meeting?
We sat down, the internal affairs unit came in. The first part of the meeting was the chief told them that they were all wrong. He talked to them, I didn't say much. They left the room. We had a warm meeting, it was just me, Captain Nelson, Deputy Chief Monticelli, and the chief. We talked about, I had my opportunities to say anything if I wanted to, because no one had asked my opinion to that point.
Okay.
During the conversation, he asked me what I thought. I told him that I didn't believe that Rob had any intention of hurting Mr. Baker. That wasn't his intent. We continued to talk about it. We went around the room. Captain Nelson said that he didn't believe it was a fireable offense. I agreed with that. I felt reluctantly, I didn't have a choice, and I truly didn't think my opinion mattered. So
So it was more of an open-ended roundtable discussion about what happened. Is that right?
about,
Here, you just give me some more detail about what happened. What did you discuss? What aspects of the case? Did you watch the video?
no,
Had you seen the video?
yes,
Had everybody seen the video?
yes,
Had you discussed the internal affairs report?
no,
But you guys had all read it.
yes.
What did you discuss?
It wasn't a very, it was 2.5 years ago. I mean, it was a very brief conversation. I mean, I felt that whatever decision that was made had already been made prior to me walking in that room. So it didn't matter what my opinion was.
But no one, I guess maybe that's why I misunderstood, and I apologize. I was under the impression from your testimony that you were directed to give these recommendations.
I didn't type that.
Did you actually give a recommendation to anybody that they be sustained?
We did go around the room and go through the allegations, and then we gave what the range of punishment would be or could be.
Who went first?
I don't know.
Was it one, yeah, I guess you don't remember who went first? You just don't remember.
I can't remember.
Why do you feel like that you were almost, I guess, against your will, forced into it? Did you say anything to anybody that day?
Well, a year prior to this incident, or maybe, I can't remember the exact time frame, I had another incident with another officer that, in another investigation. I was in a room with the chief, the former deputy chief, my patrol commander, and my lieutenant. The chief didn't like the way this investigation turned out. During this conversation, which was all one-sided, I was threatened with demotion, and I was told I embarrassed the Oklahoma Police Department. I wasn't doing that in that meeting.
That must have made you very upset with the chief.
No, I made me scared.
So I guess after being scared like that, you felt like you just couldn't say anything.
Correct.
but you ended up making the recommendation,
Reluctantly, yes.
and then ended up doing the recommendation for a 15-day suspension.
Correct.
I know you've seen the tape. If you were in that exact same position, would you have shoved somebody just like that into that wall?
Yes.
No further questions.
Nothing else?
Nothing else? Members of the board?
This memo that you were shown says, and it's authored by Krista Seuss Jones, states that you recommended the duty to use reasonable force and abuse and improper treatment or prisoner allegations be sustained. And that's not true, you're saying.
Like I said, reluctantly, I did sustain it.
So, she is accurately reflecting your recommendation.
Yes.
So this memo accurately reflects your recommendation at the time. Whether internally, whether you believe that or not.
I didn't believe it, but.
But you stated,
Yes.
you stated. And earlier in direct testimony, you say, correct me if I'm wrong, did you recommend a 15-day suspension, or were you told to recommend it?
We were told to give a range, and that was the number I picked.
Okay, so you picked that, you stated that, you recommended that, even though internally you didn't believe it.
Like I said, I was concerned for my job, so I'm going to do.
Okay, so what's stated in this email reflected what you stated, or what you recommended, what you stated. And so you're not accusing the author of this memo from misstating what you stated.
Correct.
Thank you.
This is your statement after you had the meeting, all right? What I thought I heard you say is that you didn't believe in any of the charges that should be sustained.
Correct.
And who did you tell that to?
There was the four of us in the room.
But eventually, you felt pressured to change what your thoughts was and end up with this.
I don't. During the meeting, no. But like I said, with the prior incident that I had and the prior incident I had with the chief and command staff, yes. I mean, it wasn't based on what happened in this meeting, but I wasn't going to embarrass myself, the police department, based on the conversation that we had a year and a half prior to that.
Okay, I'm just going to get this clear in my head here. Personally, you didn't believe that any of the charges should be sustained.
Correct.
And did you tell anybody that?
In that room?
Anytime?
We had him, I spoke to Lieutenant Kelly the night before, because we were talking about the meeting and what we thought the meeting was going to be about, and we both concurred that night that it was unsustained.
It was what?
Unsustained.
Both
Not
of you?
sustained.
Okay, that he should not be charged with it.
Correct.
But at the meeting, you felt pressure to change that opinion. Or were you convinced? I mean, I don't know.
I wasn't convinced, but pressure's the wrong word. Once again, you've said it best, and internally, I didn't think that he had done anything wrong. But based on the meeting that we had before and the threats of demotion or demoting myself or embarrassing the Columbia Police Department, I wasn't going to go against the chief.
I can tell you, I respect you for being here today and testifying what you just did with your ultimate boss sitting here. Thank you.